Hi, I'm Patu from freefincal. Today, let's talk about why you should avoid any kind of equity exposure in your NPS portfolio, if at all you are having NPS. So, I'm talking about the E scheme, why you should avoid that. So, if you look at the NPS's fund management charge, it is a portfolio management charge of fee of 0.01% of the AUM, and there is an additional custodian fee of 0.0032%. And of course there are some transaction fees, pop charges, but those apply on the amount that you invest, and these are the only per AUM charge, and so the total fee is 0.0132. And if you look at that, you are going to assume that's extremely low cost, so it must be an index fund. No, it's not. Actually, if you look at it, that fee is 0.01% is comparable, is basically the fee of this Bharat 22 ETF, and it's 5 times less expensive than a Nifty ETF, and 10 times less expensive than a Nifty index fund. So it's very natural to assume it's an index fund. But if you actually go into the trouble of looking into the portfolio, looking into the scheme returns, you realize it is not an index fund. So, I mean, they have this benchmark. Now, this NPS Trust, they release, I think, monthly returns or something like that. And they say there's some benchmark for this scheme. I don't know what this benchmark is. Nobody knows what this benchmark is. It's not Nifty 50, it is not Nifty 100, it is not Nifty 500. I had to comb through some 220 plus benchmarks to actually try and find what that bloody benchmark is. And the closest I could guess is BSE 50. That is BSE Sensex 50, I think. That's what I... So it's just atrocious. We don't know what is the scheme mandate. We do not know what is the benchmark, and they are running this pension fund. The pension fund websites don't open properly. The NAV does not, you can't get historical NAV clearly. How can you invest in something so utterly non-transparent? And you look at this, I mean, they have 61 stocks, if I remember. They have 61 stocks, so it's clearly not following the Nifty 50 or the Nifty 100. And I actually looked at how much exposure they had for HDFC Bank, Reliance Industries, and so on. They have very different exposures from what Nifty has. So it's clearly not that. And it's just bizarre. It's just so amazing. So BSE Sensex 50 Total Returns Index is the closest match. It's not even an exact match. I mean, look at these numbers. Last 1 year return, the benchmark return, whatever that is minus 16.56. So you have Birla Sun Life giving minus 13.76, and the worst is minus 17.89 by UTI. So you have a huge range. There's one more. ICICI has given minus 18. So clearly it is not any kind of index investing. It is active investing at a very low cost, low fee. This is a disaster. If you have a low cost index fund, you should choose it blindly, no problem. But if you have low cost active management, please don't choose it, because there's no incentive at all for these guys to do any kind of performance. Nobody cares. Who is going to worry about outperformance, underperformance? Nobody cares. They are not going to be paid as much as mutual funds, so there's no incentive at all. And the pension fund regulatory authority or the NPS trust will decide the fees. They can't change the fees. They can't increase the fee. So for peanuts, if they are going to do active management, what can you expect? So please avoid any kind of equity in your NPS. Please invest only in gilts and corporate bonds, however comfortable you are, and stay away from NPS equity E scheme. My suggestion is, if you have EPF, stick to it. Don't shift to NPS. If at all you want that little bit taxation, tax benefit, you do it, but make sure you invest enough for retirement elsewhere into mutual funds properly, equity mutual funds and EPF. You have that balance correctly, then you do a little bit of tax saving here and there if you want, you do. But don't use any kind of equity in your NPS. It's a disaster. Thank you. Bye-bye.